remember where you put it. Bury them in your garden for a few days or up to a week or 2 weeks, and then when you pull them back out, they'll be beautiful because the soil just transmutes all of that back into Mother Earth, Yeah.
I found with my crystals, they like to sit out in the moonlight and the sunlight.
Yes.
That recharge,
Yeah.
not to clear them.
Yeah.
That I use the saltwater bath.
Yeah.
But that recharges and re-energizes them because they're connecting with, and I sit them outside, so they're connecting with all of the energies and the elementals of the sun and the moon, and whatever birds are flying by, and
Yeah, that's a very good point.
and they really like it.
And selenite too. Selenite is a crystal clearing crystal itself.
You don't want to use water with that one.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, you don't use
There's
water
some
with
you don't
selenite,
wanna use
but
water.
as you can see, the spheres are actually sitting on selenite candle holders because it keeps, the selenite will keep the crystals clear as well.
And also, you can also use a cluster, because clusters, they are self-clearing. So you can use a big cluster, or even little cluster, and you could, same thing, you could clear jewelry on it or all sorts of stuff. And the point that you made about the sun, very good point. The morning sun is more filled with prana energy, and just like yourself, so you would be very gentle with how long you left it out there, because you're a crystal also, and you get burnt. The same thing with the some of the crystals out there, especially like amethyst, and some of them they fade in the sun and they'll actually lose intensity. But yeah, they love moonlight.
Does it have to be a full moon?
No, even the new moon sometimes energy is
like
really,
Depends on what energy you're working with.
yeah.
Oh.
That's why it's great, because you can put crystals in water, like we do with the water out there. Putting crystals in water, they synergize with the water, and then they become a part of us as well.
Oh, you mean the water you're gonna drink, that's for drinking? Okay.
Yeah, if you can take what my instructor before with Moldavite, he instructed us how to make Moldavite tea, to take a big pitcher of water, put a couple of pieces of Moldavite in it, sit it out under moonlight, and then when you drink it, set your intentions on what you want to change, and then fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah.
And I had one of the most profound shifts in my family relationships with one of our children by taking a Moldavite bath. I put Moldavite crystals in the bath, and had a Moldavite piece
All the ones
around
that
my
come in
neck.
little packets. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I put candles, I put hot water in there, I had the Moldavite in there, I had the Moldavite around my neck, and I set the intention that there was something that needed to shift within our family, and that was at 7 o'clock at night, and 5 hours later, the shift happened. And it was an incredible change in the way we dealt with each other.
Sounds like a good recipe.
Yeah, I mean, not to be done carelessly. It's really, Moldavite is a very powerful change agent, so set your intentions really clearly and with pure heart when you're working with Moldavite. So, that was a huge change.
Yes.
How are the newer found crystals different from the crystals found a long time ago?
Well, the newer ones coming in work more with your light body activation and with assisting you in accelerating your shift with greater ease. It's because we're in such special timing and everything is, the quickening of energies is happening. They resonate with being able to assist you with releasing those blocks with greater ease. I mean, you're still going to experience the release, which is, why you're becoming more and more conscious. But it's able to assist you in doing that more so with the new energies coming in. It's not to say that because smoky quartz and all of those, and the citrines obviously of the world, and the amethyst and all of those as well. I mean, extremely, extremely powerful. It's just that the newer crystals, or the ones that are what we're talking about as far as new consciousness, which somebody told me at class, which made me smile. Of course, it's not new. It's new to us, again, so we're just remembering that we were that, all along. But it just assists you in activating your light body and then in resonating more with the frequencies of, that fifth dimensional, heart-centered, oneness, unity, Christ consciousness that we're becoming. So more so than the other crystals, the old ones, or the ones that have been our friends forever. The amethyst and citrine and not moldavite, malachites and carnelians and all of those beautiful chakra stones that assisted us in our 3D reality and in releasing all of that. So these help us skip to the next level.
So how do you begin to work with crystal for somebody who is,
Oh, that was actually what I was about to say before you
Oh,
raised
okay.
your hand. I was being guided to say, so when you start working with crystals, the easiest thing to do is to trust your hand. When you go out shopping and you're in these crystal shops and these warehouses and your eye catches something and you think, oh, that's really pretty, and you reach your hand out to it, your body and your spirit and your mind and your emotions is already pointing you in the direction of that stone. So trust. The easiest thing to do is just, if something, you look at it and you touch it and then you look at it and you put it down. If you come back a second time and pick it up again, take it home. Trust your own body and your intuition that it is resonating with that stone. And if it's too expensive, ask somebody who's in the shop if they have a smaller version of it, or maybe a rough version instead of a polished version. Or, kyanite, I've got some pieces out there, they're very small, they're $5. You can get a bigger cluster piece for your desk for, $40, or you can get a really beautiful piece on a necklace that's polished with silver and a jewel in it, for 3 times that amount. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to start working with crystals. You can get really small pieces in rough form that are just as beautiful. I mean, jewelry, of course, is great because it's pretty, and because we get to have it on us all the time without having to change pockets or purses. But you can have a very, very reasonable budget to get started with crystals, and just pick the pieces. You'll know, and trust yourself, and don't second guess it and say, well, I really can't afford this, and I should get this, and this one's prettier than this one. Just go with the one that you grab. The same way that your body tells you what food to eat, and you choose your clothes in the morning, the same way you'll choose your own crystals and know. And then you start researching, and you can go to places where we can do, Deborah and I can do consultations. I'm not sure how Deborah works, but I hold people's hands and I get shown exactly what they need. And I don't really know why. I'm not an academic in that way with crystals, and Deborah can rattle off all the names, and I'm sitting, I'm trying to remember all the things she's saying. I just sort of go, for some reason, oh, it's this one, and I can't really even tell you why. But Deborah's got years of experience on me on names and information about them. Study them. Go on
Also
the website,
tumbled stones is a really good way to start. So if you're really attracted to something, you can get little tumbled stones, which aren't the raw pieces, that are very reasonable. So like a piece of aquamarine like this, maybe $40, $50, something like that. But a tumbled stone, like the ones in there, $5. Piece that big. So
size doesn't matter.
size doesn't matter, and it just, when you were talking, I was hearing, follow your joy. So if your spirit is ignited by something, then just follow that joy. So like she says, just trust yourself, and you'll be guided to what you need. Yeah.
That's what I do, get little samples. I carry this in my purse all the time, pick out your little favorite stones.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You got a little velvet bag so they don't,
And a little piece of moldavite.
perfect. Yeah, they don't have to be, large pieces are beautiful like this.
A malachite
Yeah.
egg,
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, how
nice.
lovely. Yeah,
little lapis.
There you go.
Pick up the little one.
yeah.
Is that aqua aura? The shiny blue?
Shiny blue.
Am I looking? Oh no, that's the malachite egg.
No,
It's like-
lapis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Malachite. Citrine.
Yeah, they don't have to be huge, yeah.
When you're, I'm really new to all this, so, if people are working with crystals, have they ever experienced like a real bitter taste in their mouth?
You might just be open to that olfactory high sense,
Yeah.
that you taste the high sense of things. So you might be sensing some of the energy stored in that, so you might want to clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I-
just also